girlies. Okay, so I've got a cup of tea. Normally I get my little on the go mug thing, my little tumbler, and I fill it in that. And I just thought, you know what, I'm literally sat on my drive. I'm not going anywhere. This was already done. And just put it in the microwave. So I've actually got a real cup of tea. It's not like we can drive. I still can't drive. We are sat on my drive and I am still a buswanker. So cheers. I look like I haven't slept in 37 days, right? And if I'm being completely honest, I probably haven't slept in about 38. I am so exhausted. I haven't slept in a long time because I've got an eye infection. My eyes are so sore. It's really sad. It's been for about, I'd say about a week and a half. I was in London for a week and my eye started really getting a bit sore, and I thought maybe I was just developing a sty because I've never had a sty before, and I thought maybe this is what a sty is. And also I'm on Roaccutane, if anyone doesn't know, and they can make your eyes really dry, and I thought maybe it's just like extra craziness right now. And then the other eye started hurting. I was in London, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it because I'm also like can be a bit of a pussy sometimes. I thought I'll be totally fine. I got back home and my eyes just went so big and puffy, and it was hurting to blink and it was hurting to sleep because it was hurting to have my eyes closed, but then it was hurting to have them open because when it blinked it was hurting each time I closed them. I was like, what the hell's going on? Told my dad, and my dad was like, God, get to the eye infirmary right now. And I was like, what? Like, I'll be totally fine. He went, no, you can't mess around with your eyeballs, Tia. Like, you need to go get them checked. You've only got one set. And I was like, yeah, true, you do only get one set of eyes. You should probably take this a bit more seriously. Booked an appointment, went in, and just said I had a bacterial eye infection in both eyes. It's just not going away. She gave me these drops to take 5 times a day for a week. Every time I think it's getting better, it just gets worse again. So I'm going to give it a few more days, and if not, we pop back because I'm going on holiday next week and I don't want to look like this. I mean, I don't even know what you can really tell on the camera, but like all of this part of my eye on both of my eyes is so swollen, and they just keep watering all the time. And I was teaching the other day, like I was teaching the kids dancing, and one of them was like, Missy, you're crying. I was like, no, I'm actually not. I feel like crying at yous, but I'm not actually crying. Anyways, so that's hence the state of this. So I thought I'd do another big fat girly car chat. I love these videos, they're so fun. I like how we can just sit down, you and I, have a little chat, have a little catch up about things that's going on in our lives. Not gonna lie as well, I am going on holiday and these are all pre-filmed while I'm away. So it's just quite an easy video to edit, to be honest, which is kind of the main reason, let's be real, I'm gonna be real with you. I asked over on my Instagram, as always, if anyone had any questions, anything they wanted me to talk about. And yeah, so if you want to be involved in the next one, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Wasn't that professional? Adding that little click on there. You know what? I should do more of that, but I just don't. I always think I'm gonna do it, and then I just don't. And I need to. Look, see, she's back again. Go follow me, and then when I do this again, I do them like probably once a month, then you can get involved. Okay, let's go, let's start. I'm feeling quite good today, actually. I've been really sad all week. I'm not even really sure what, actually I do know why. Maybe we should delve into that. Should we delve into it? I got injured. I've been injured now, probably for about, I'd say it's like 7-8 weeks now. Surely it's not that long. Wait, let me tell you. I will tell you how long it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 7 and it's like 8 weeks. And like, I don't know why I'm getting so sad about it, because it's not the end of the world and I know I'll get better. But basically, for anyone who wasn't here in my uni days, I went to a dance, singing, drama uni. Like I literally just frolicked around all day, every day for 3 years, okay? And I got injured in my 2nd year, and I was injured for 1.5 years. That was probably like the worst time of my, no, it wasn't the worst. It was up there. I hurt my ankle, and basically the thing that was wrong with my ankle was never going to go away unless I got an operation, basically, but they didn't figure that out until really far into me being injured. I was just sat out trying to let it heal, when if I could have just had the operation early, I would have been, all that time I'd sat out, I could have been healing and then got better. And then by the time they figured it out, then COVID hit. It wasn't really like a crazy operation, so there was a massive pushback on that. And then by the time I finally got my date to get my operation was when it was end of my final year, when I had all my exams and stuff. Basically, if I was going to get the operation, I would have to have stayed back a year, is what they said, because I couldn't get my degree without doing all the dancing. So I had to decide basically whether I wanted to stay back another year. In hindsight, I probably should have done that. Got the operation, stay back another year, I guess get back the time that I had missed, which I kind of wish I'd done, or just power through, try and do all my exams to my best of my ability, and then get the operation afterwards. And I decided to do that because I just didn't want to graduate without all my friends. I didn't want to stay in the year. I didn't really know anyone in the year below. I already had a gap year before going to uni. I just didn't want to have any extra time out. So yeah, I didn't do it. Anyways, I don't know why I'm telling you about this. I got such a detour. So it was just a really hard time because you've got to think, I was going to uni at probably like 7:30 every day. I was finishing at about 7 at night. 6 o'clock was like my earliest finish. Then most of the days were like 6 or 7. One day on a Thursday I was in till 8, and I had to be there every single day and watch. I had to sit there at the front of the class and watch and take notes for like a year and a half, and it was horrendous and it was really hard. So I think that I've hurt my groin. I've been getting so upset because it's kind of like PTSD. Like, I'm a bit like, oh god, like, not again. I just hope it gets better, basically. So long story short, sorry, friggin' the longest story in the whole entire world. But yeah, my holiday's next week now, and obviously I've not been able to go to the gym and stuff, which, like, obviously it's not the end of the world, but I was really excited to film really cute Pilates content, like, on the beach and stuff. Like, that was, like, one of the main things I was excited for to go on holiday, is to, like, bring some gym sets and bring a little mat and do some cute, really cute on the beach, like, Pilates content. But now I really can't, I shouldn't do it. Yeah, I just feel a little bit rubbish, but it's okay. I'll be totally fine. At the end of the day, I won't care when I'm there. I'll be too busy sipping on some cocktails and jumping in the pool to be bothered about filming Pilates content, and I'm not looking as strong as I was before. Like, it's not the end of the world, and when you're actually there, you couldn't care less. That's what I need to remind myself. I don't even know how I got onto that. I might turn the car on and open the window. That's what I think I'm gonna do. And if you like, cause it's double up in hotel room. The car just moved. That was so scary. It's not going to move anymore though, is it? What's the most important lesson you've learned in your 20s? Ooh, I think there's quite a lot. One thing that comes to my mind straight away is just that it's not that deep. I would say that's a big one. There's so many things that I used to let bother me and get me upset about. It felt like the end of the world. And those things just don't matter a few years down the line. I spent so many years of my life, well, especially when I was a bit younger, like early 20s and late teens, stressing about people's opinions when they just don't matter at all. And it's something that I still try and get past now, because obviously every so often you do get that, like, oh god, like, what's people gonna think? But like, oh my god, people are gonna talk about whether it's something good or something bad anyways, so you may as well just do what you want. Honestly, I would say biggest life lesson I've learned is just to live life. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It's not that deep. It is not that deep. We're on a floating rock. We're literally on a floating rock. Everyone's got their own lives. No one really cares that much, and if they do care that much, then they're a freak, basically, is what I would say. I've got a really itchy nose. I think there's a hair on it. A lot of Pilates questions. I have answered these before in, I think it was my first or second girly car chats. So if you want like the in-depth combo, go watch them, but just short and sweet. So what sparked my interest was literally one woman who was an instructor said to me one time, "You're really good at this," and I ran with it. I ran for the hills and thought, great, I'm gonna be a Pilates instructor then. That's literally what I did. Like, no word of a lie. I'd love to see her again so I could tell her, like, you're the reason that I'm doing this, by the way, because you said I was good once. I think because I've always danced. I did Pilates as well on my syllabus at uni. I've always danced and stuff. I missed having that physical element in my life. I wanted something to do alongside this, because this doesn't earn me enough money to do full time. So I was like, I need something else as well as to work towards that's gonna be fun, you know. And I thought I'd do Pilates because I love it. And I do love it now still. I trained with HFE. I don't massively know if I would recommend them if you're quite new to Pilates. I feel like I'd been doing it for a long time, so it was good for me because it was quite to the point. Whereas I think if you are someone who is kind of new to it, have had loads of practice, blah, 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 I think maybe it wouldn't be the best for you because it doesn't go on massive depths in terms of like the different moves and stuff. You do talk about them, you do brush over them, and you do go through each one, but it's a lot more like theory based. It's kind of what I needed more, I think. It was fun and I love it. Oh my god, someone said, are you still enjoying the Akatar books? Guys, I fell right off. I do this every time. I've got such an addictive personality. I get so obsessed with things. Like, I started reading the Akatar books. I couldn't get into the first one for so long. I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't make myself read anything. And then suddenly I was like, I'm really in the mood to read. Picked it up and I did not put those books down for weeks. I flew through them. The first one I read in like maybe like a week. The second and the third, I literally read both of them within like 2 days each, and I loved them so much. And then I've got the fourth and fifth there waiting for me to read, and I've just fell off, which I don't really understand because I love them. I love them so much and I love the characters. I want to know what happens, but why am I not reading them? I don't get it. I always do this. I get in like phases with reading where like 1 minute I really want to read just 24/7, and then I think it's because when I read it takes up so much of my time. Like I can't just be the kind of person who sits and reads for an hour before bed in the night. Like when I'm reading a book, I'm reading it every second of the day to get that shit done, because I've had a lot on and stuff. I guess that's kind of my excuse, but I need to pick it back up again because I loved them. Like if anyone needs a book to read, please read that Guitar series. It's so like, what's really funny is that I know a lot of people on TikTok are being like, oh my god, I didn't think I'd like a magical like mythical book, like blah blah blah. I knew. It's all I read as a kid. If you look at my book box under my bed, it's all vampires, fairies, shadow hunters, wizards, warlocks, werewolves. It was all those lovey but mythical kind of books. Like I really do enjoy them. I basically stopped reading those kind of genres because I thought maybe it's a bit embarrassing now that I'm old and I'm reading them, but I don't think it is, and everyone's loving it. I'm so glad it's now allowed. Are you still in contact with your friends from performers? I am. So there's a few of us who I still speak to. Obviously Leah, who I lived with for 2 years, and then I lived with her 3 years at college. Friend Kyle, Liza, like there's a few of them who I do see like whenever I go to London. So a lot of people who I don't see anymore, which is really sad, but it's one of those things that everyone just lives so far away from each other. And so I think if I lived in London, I'd see people a lot more, and other people as well. I've got a friend called Abby who is auditioning for a pantomime in Sunderland, so she's coming to visit to do an audition. So she messaged me, she's like, oh my god, should we see each other? I was like, oh my god, yeah, because it's so nice because I get to see her because she's coming up here. So I'm going to take her to the beach and go to a nice restaurant and stuff. I made a lot of lifetime friends, I would say, at uni performers, but I definitely wish I could see more. How are you feeling now about living at home? So I keep on doing an update in each one of these videos about my situation, my living situation. So for anyone, if anyone's new, sorry for those who've heard me yap on about it 1,000,000,000 times. I moved back home with my mum after living kind of independently as a grown-ass woman for like 6 years out of my house down in different cities. And I was a bit of a silly girl and got my finances so bad. My best friend ended up wanting to live with her boyfriend because she's a big fat snake. She's not. She's just in love, and it's so sad because I wish I was too, but I don't. She was just in love and ready for the next step, and you know what? I went and stayed with them both. She won't, I don't think she'll watch this, but I went to go stay with them both a few weeks ago, and it was so lovely. My other best friend, Faye, from home, she has lived with her boyfriend for years. I've only ever known them two together, living together, if that makes sense. I don't know, they've just always lived together. They haven't, but like they have. Whereas obviously Leah, like I've seen the whole relationship blossom. Like I was there when, well I wasn't there, but I was at home when she was there, like on our first date with them, and him coming all the way to Manchester all the time to visit her, and in the ups and the downs, and then just seeing them so happy in this gorgeous apartment, and they were so cute and lovely together. It just really made me so happy. I was like, oh my god, this actually is so nice. I don't know, I just felt happy for them, like really happy. What am I talking about? What was the question? Leah wanted to live with her boyfriend, so we moved out of our apartment, and I just didn't really know if I loved Manchester enough to stay there on my own. I think I loved living with Leah, but I don't know whether I necessarily loved Manchester. So I wanted to move to London, and I thought I'll come home for like 2-3 months, save, pay off my debts, and then move to London. It's now been nearly 5 months and I'm still here, living in my sister's bedroom in the bin bag. Out of a bin bag, not in a bin bag. I've got a bed. And it's a bit sad, to be honest. I was delusional. I was so deluded. I remember Leah saying, how long can we be home for? About 6 months. I went, 6 months? Absolutely not. It's only 6 months. It's only 6 months. And I'm still here, which is so funny. Yeah, I'm okay. There's ebbs and flows, you know. It's not even a saying. I always say ebbs and flows, but I don't even know whether that's in real. Should I Google it? Because I do say it a lot, but ebbs and, like, what's an ebb? Oh, it is. Ebbs and flows is an idiom that refers to the natural rhythm of life and the continuous change that is inherent in it. Thought that I was gonna save up enough money and be able to afford to leave within like a second of me being here, but my social media dropped off. Let's be real, it has. Well, it's picking up a little bit now, but it had dropped off a lot. So basically, as soon as I came home, I just didn't make any money for a couple of months. So that like did set me back. I'm now working 2 other jobs. I've got 3 jobs now. So I'm hustling, I'm working hard, I'm still trying to save. I don't know when it's gonna be. I was looking just to see if I could maybe afford to live in like a house share, but all of the house shares are like living with like a group of 4, group of 5, which is fine if I wasn't the world's most socially awkward being in the world. Like I lived with Leah for in total 5 years, and I still used to have to ask her to leave if I had to film a video because I was just so awkward. That's like my best friend and I couldn't film in front of her. How am I going to film in front of 4 random strangers in a house share, or 5 or 6? And then as well, the house shares I was looking at, it's like bloody £700, £800, £900 just for a room that sucks, might I add. And it's just, oh my god, I just don't know if I can do it. And I think I was a little bit deluded in thinking I could, and I definitely can't afford to live on my own. So tell me what I'm gonna do. In a moment of desperation the other day, I went on that, is it open room, or did I say open table? But that's the restaurant. Spare room. I went on spare room and I was trying to find some areas and like different prices. And I was talking to this woman for about an hour and a half about like moving in with her in our room. And in this room she's 50, which is fine, but I don't know whether really that's for me. And then I saw another one where this man was like looking for a person to live with him, super cheap rent, like really, really cheap, and bills were included. I was like, oh wow, amazing. And it was basically to be like his full-time carer in exchange for cheaper rent. And I was thinking about it. I thought, great idea, I can look after an old man for a bit, but can I? Do I really want to wipe his little old wrinkly balls and feed him sandwiches? And like, not really. I'm saving that for when my mum's old. But in the moment of desperation, when I was having a bit of a breakdown about being here, I was messaging and I was like, oh, can I have a viewing? Swiftly deleted the message, but it did go through my head. So I don't know what to do, guys. I'm really stressed. I've managed to save a little bit. I've ticked off my second savings goal. I did want to save more before I move. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just like move to friggin' Kent or like Bristol or something. Will someone let me live with them for free? I'll bring the vibes. I'm an alright cook. I can do a good bolognese. I can also make a really good puttanesca and also a seafood creamy tomato dish. I can also make quite good pancakes on a good day. I don't mind doing the washing. Just let me live there for free. And go out the house every time I want to film. And you see, no one's going to want to live with this. Absolutely no one. When someone's working 9 to 5 and they come in and hear me yapping in my room, can't do it. Also, guys, my tummy's been hurting so bad recently. I've got IBS, okay, and mine's not the nice way. Actually, it's not, there's no nice way, but IBS, a lot of people can't keep it in. They are going to that toilet 24/7. I bloody wish. I'd love that. I'd love to be that kind of girl, but instead, I'd go to the toilet probably once a week. I really should go back to the doctors about it, to be honest, because it's actually taken over my life. I went to the White Fox event. It's just too much information, I shouldn't really be telling you, but I went to the White Fox event a few weeks ago. It was literally like the influencer Olympics. Every single influencer I've ever seen in my life was there. All the Love Islanders, all Love Island boys, all the TikTokers, anyone was there. God knows why I was there. Don't know why I was invited. But I was, and I was with my friends, and I hadn't been to the toilet in, I'd say, maybe a week, maybe a bit longer. It'd been a long time, and I looked like I had triplets, and I was in so much pain with it. And in a moment of desperation, I may have took a laxative. Don't do it. I'm not recommending it. I've learned from my mistakes. I will never do it again. Took a laxative on the morning because it said on the I was half clever. Like, I did read the instructions, and it said it takes up to 6 hours to work. So I thought up to 6 being the longest. It was like 9 hours before I was going to this party. It didn't come until I got there, and then I couldn't obviously go, so I had to keep it in, and I was having the hot sweats. People were coming up to me like to chat, to interact, and I could not speak to them because all I was thinking was, if I open my mouth, I'm gonna. The pain I was in was horrendous. It was really bad. It was actually really sad. I'm so upset that I did that because it ruined my night, and I ended up going home early because I was just in so much pain. There's definitely something going on because I'm having those pains again now, but I'm obviously not going to take a laxative. Don't anyone ever do that. It's not okay. I only did it because I'd gone past day 7 and I thought, this is actually getting a bit silly now. And then I get really scared because remember when everyone used to say that Elvis died because he was so constipated? Like, I know that's not true, but that thought haunts me. It haunts me. I think I want to get one of those things that you get the tube in and it sucks everything out. Oh god, it sucks. So yesterday I bought a packet of prunes. I feel like an actual 87-year-old woman. I feel like that man who I was going to live with, he wanted me to clean his balls. Like, I feel like him. Oh god, it's horrible. Because it's been days again, and I'm going on holiday, obviously, on Wednesday, and I don't want it to happen to me on the plane. Bloody hell. Absolute nightmare. Someone said, who are my favourite influencers? Oh, I love this question. I feel like my influencers that I love are so rogue. I love proper random influencers that the British girlies don't really watch. My all-time favourite influencer, gotta say, is Sadie Crowell. Oh, I just absolutely love her. She's the funniest person in the world, and I will stand on that. If Sadie Crowell has got no fans, I'm dead. She's so good. Anna Rocha. Love Anna Rocha, she's great. Obviously Emma Chamberlain, forever and ever until I die. She's just my most favourite. Let's see who I love on TikTok. Ashton Wood, I love all of them. Like, Isabella Mathers is my favourite person in the world. Just because I think she's so beautiful. I do watch quite a few people, actually. I'm just scrolling down now and there's so many people who I watch. I'm such a, iPad kid. Oh, Madeline Argy as well. Argy? The drama with her, by the way, at the moment too. I stan Mads. Forever. Despite me used to loving Essential C, yeah, kind of still do. Madeline forever. I think she's amazing. She's so funny. She's such a... I really believe we'd be friends if we both weren't socially awkward and ever met. I think we'd get on nice. Right, we'll do one more. Someone said if you've ever been in a relationship before. I would love to do a story time about my relationships, actually. Like my past experiences with... I've got so many funny stories I could tell you about boys. But also, because there's not been that many, it would be very obvious who I'm talking about. Only to them if they watched it, but no one's ever going to watch it, realistically. Yeah, I have. Am I in a relationship? Have I ever been in a relationship? Am I single? Blah, blah, blah. I'm single, yes. I have been in a relationship before. I had a boyfriend when I was like 15, maybe? I think I was 15. And I don't even like to count it. Even though we were together for quite a while, I don't even count it because we weren't together. I'd see him probably once a month. When I'd go and see him, he'd sit on his Xbox. He definitely didn't even like us, at all. Like, that boy did not like me. Well, I say that, but they always come back. He did try and come back at the end because I broke up with him. I think I've got this curse where when I'm actually with someone, they don't like me. Like, boys, when they're with me, they take me for granted. And then as soon as they lose me, they realise and then they're distraught. I'm the kind of person who I'll give and give and give. And then as soon as you push me past the line, I will never speak to you ever again. That sounds so brutal, but I can give a lot. But as soon as you push me past the line, I'll never give again. And I can get really cold, and once you kind of pass that, there's not really any going back. I don't think I can really get out of it. What's in the back of this car? Oh, loads of bags. My bin bags from movement trucks, not really. So me and my first boyfriend, we were together for a while, but it's like one of those kid relationships. Like, we were young. Also, I've got this massive big fat curse of every single person who I've even dated, been on a few dates with, or text or whatever, the person after me is the person they stay with forever. I like to delude myself in thinking that because they lose me and they're so upset and distraught about God, what an amazing girl I've just lost, they meet the next person, they're like, we don't want to do that again. So then they just keep them forever because it's been every single person. Not like there's been many, but it's weird that it's all of them. Anyways, and then I was in another relationship, lovely boy, but we just didn't work. Again, similar kind of situation really, I guess. If anyone would like a story time with all my funny stories, I have got quite a few. Quite sad though at the time, but now looking back it is quite funny. Nothing really to update you on in that front. As soon as I do, I'll probably let you know. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching if you watched this far of me just rambling in the car for 20 minutes. But yes, I'm gonna go in and edit for you before I go on my honey whoops. I also need to pack, which I need to do today desperately, but I don't really want to. But it's gotta be done. Anyways, love you all. Bye.